Welcome, brilliant learners, to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different, actually, taking a journey into AI development, but through music.
That's right. We're diving into this really fascinating album called Model's Edge. It's this collection of songs that, honestly, they capture so much about building AI, the concepts, the challenges.
The sheer grind sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a unique way to look at it. This album gives us this almost poetic feel for that complex dance between, data, code, and just human ambition.
It really does.
So our mission today is to pull out the key ideas from 5 tracks. We've got A Little Metric Lift is Worth It, then Cold Start Problem, Lookup Table Save the Day, Truth in the Numbers, and wrapping up with Vibe Coder's Anthem.
It's such a powerful way to frame these ideas, which can often
Yeah.
seem pretty abstract, right? Each song is like a window.
Yeah, window into a specific challenge or maybe a triumph in AI.
Exactly. From those frustrating first steps, that relentless push for improvement, and critically, the need for, well, honest evaluation. We're going to try and translate that musical story into something concrete for you.
Helping you connect the dots on what goes into the AI we're all interacting with more and more. Think of it like a backstage pass, maybe.
I like that. A backstage pass to the minds of AI builders.
Okay, sounds good. Let's unpack this album then, starting with a track that really speaks to dedication. Right. First up, A Little Metric Lift is Worth It. I mean, the title alone kind of hints at the perseverance needed here, doesn't it? What's the core message, especially if you're, deep in development?
Oh, absolutely. This track just perfectly gets that persistent, often, frankly, painstaking effort. The lyrics mention long hours poured a focus quest, chasing dreams with little rest. That hits it right there. AI development usually isn't about one big aha moment. It's much more about chipping away, making incremental progress, often measured in tiny, tiny fractions on those performance metrics.
So when the song talks about a flicker of gleam, a tiny lip born from a dream, that's literally those small improvements teams are chasing.
Precisely. That tiny lift, maybe it's a 0.01% increase in, say, AUC, or a slight improvement in recall, maybe shaving off milliseconds in latency. It feels small, but it's incredibly significant,
Yeah.
especially for someone experienced. It's more than just a number. It's proof your hypothesis worked, maybe a change to hyperparameters, or a new feature, or even a different model structure.
Yeah.
It gave you a real, statistically meaningful bump.
A sign you're going the right way. And probably hard one.
Extremely hard one, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially as models get more mature. It's a subtle shift, but it shows the model's understanding or prediction got just that little bit better.
And it also touches on learning, right? Failures come but don't defeat. Each misstep makes the triumph sweet. That really speaks to the iterative nature, doesn't it?
Absolutely, because every, quote, misstep, every experiment that doesn't quite pan out,
Yeah.
that's still incredibly valuable data. Did that regularization technique cause overfitting? Did this loss function take too long to converge? They're not really failures in the usual sense. They're lessons.
Right, they inform the next step.
Exactly. They help developers sharpen their intuition, understand how the model actually behaves. The path to that metric lift is really paved with smart experiments. A lot of them won't work as you hoped, but they all add up to the eventual success. It takes resilience and recognizing that small, consistent, hypothesis-driven work compounds. And often, that impacts real-world applications. Like the song says, knowing somewhere lives are led makes my struggle worth every bit.
That's a great point. But is there a risk? Like, could focusing too much on these tiny lifts mean you miss the bigger picture? Sort of a measurement myopia?
That is a critical question, yes. While the lifts are important validation, there's definitely a danger of optimizing a proxy metric so hard you lose sight of the actual goal, the user experience, or the business outcome. Sometimes that tiny lift on a dashboard, it might not actually mean anything better in the real world. It could even introduce problems like more bias or slower response times elsewhere.
Ah, okay.
So the real triumph is when that metric lift actually aligns with something tangibly better for the user or the business. It means constantly stepping back, asking, is this lift really helping, or are we just making a number go up?
Okay, so from that perseverance, we shift to a really fundamental problem, especially for new AI systems. The cold start problem. The track title itself sounds kind of lonely for a model.
It really does. I mean, imagine launching a brand new recommendation engine, movies, products, whatever, or maybe a personalized news feed.
Right, starting from scratch.
Exactly. It has, like the song says, no past clicks, no likes, no trails to find, just a cold start model lost in time. It's basically a blank slate, no history about you, Or if it's a new item, maybe no history about anyone's interaction with it.
And that's a huge hurdle because AI learns from data, right? Especially for personalization.
Massive hurdle. Without that interaction data, the model just can't make good suggestions. It truly is a hungry soul in a world machine.
So the song asks, how does this model get warm? What are the actual techniques AI teams use to tackle this, data scarcity?
Yeah, and that's where the cleverness comes in. The song focuses on the user interaction, feed it your trails, help my cold start model get warm, which is vital. But teams use other tricks too.
Like what?
Well, for new users, they might start with content-based filtering, recommending things based on tags or genres, things they know about the item, not the user's past behavior.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or for new items, maybe transfer learning. You use a model trained on similar stuff to give the new item features a kind of head start.
Ah, borrowing knowledge.
Exactly. And things like multi-armed bandit algorithms are common. They cleverly balance exploring, trying out different recommendations to learn, with exploiting, showing what seems best so far, even with limited data.
So it's actively trying to learn quickly.
Right. And sometimes you might even use synthetic data just to get the model rolling initially.
That's fascinating. So it's not just waiting for clicks. There are sophisticated ways to kickstart it. The song's line, your clicks are the sun, your sales are the rain, seeds of knowledge to ease its pain, really paints that picture of users and algorithms working together.
It's a perfect description of that symbiotic relationship, because without that initial smart setup and that crucial early human engagement, the model literally can't do a thing.
Right.
The cold start problem really highlights how dependent even sophisticated AI is at the beginning. It needs both clever algorithms and those human seeds of knowledge to grow beyond that initial state. It's that feedback loop that turns a cold start into, well, a field of dreams where it actually becomes useful. Shows how critical those first interactions are, technically, and for the user.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit to efficiency. The next track, Lookup Table Save the Day, sounds almost like a superhero theme for optimization. What exactly is a lookup table in AI, and why is it such a big deal?
Well, in the real-time world of AI, speed isn't just nice to have, it's often essential. And the song nails it. When the clock ticks fast and the code runs slow, a lookup table saves the show.
Ha! Okay.
So basically a lookup table, or maybe more technically, you'd call it a hash map or a dictionary. It's just a pre-calculated list of answers, essentially, key value pairs.
So instead of doing complex math every time?
Exactly. Instead of running some heavy calculation whenever you need a piece of data, the system just looks it up instantly using its key.
Ah, like a super fast index or dictionary for the computer. The song calls it a shortcut, whispers, here's your chance.
That's a great way to put it. It's all about storing frequently needed info ahead of time so you can grab it with what we call near constant time complexity. Which basically means it's incredibly fast, doesn't matter how much data you have overall.
And where is this super useful in AI?
Oh, hugely important for things like embedding lookups. Imagine you've got millions of users or products, right? Each has an ID. Getting their dense numerical representation, their embedding, usually involves complex math, like matrix multiplications. Instead, you can pre-calculate all those embeddings and store them in a lookup table.
So when a user shows up,
You just use their ID as the key, bam, you retrieve their embedding almost instantly. This directly fights that sting of lag cuts deep in the wire the song mentions.
wow, okay. That's a really smart optimization. So a table waits with a secret plan. It serves the answer before it began, drastically cutting latency for real-time things. Okay.
Absolutely. Think recommendation engines, search results, even language models that need to quickly find the vector for a word. Anywhere milliseconds count.
Right.
It's just a beautiful example of how thinking carefully about data structures can make a massive performance difference. Shows that sometimes, the simplest, most elegant solutions, this map of bytes and keys in a digital dance, they really can save the day when speed is critical. Keeps things feeling fluid for the user.
Makes sense. The trade-off is memory, I guess.
Often, yes. Memory for speed. But for a lot of critical AI applications, that's a trade-off you make every time.
All right, this next one, truth in the numbers, really hits home for anyone who's seen a slick report and thought, is that really the whole story? What's this song telling us about evaluating AI performance properly?
This song is basically a call for healthy skepticism, and deep investigation, a mindset you absolutely need in AI. It points out dashboards glow, they shine so bright, but in their gleam hides truth from sight.
Yeah, dashboards are summaries, right?
Exactly. They're designed for aggregation, high-level views, which is useful. but they often use averages, simplified metrics, that can easily mask really big problems or specific ways the model is failing for certain groups or situations. They rarely give you the full granular picture.
So if the dashboard isn't the whole truth, where do we find it? The song mentions logs, right? My logs, they whisper. Tales unsaid, while Paul screens mislead instead.
Precisely. The logs, that's the raw, unfiltered, often huge stream of data the model produces as it works.
Like what kind of logs?
We're talking inference logs recording every single prediction and the input it saw, audit trails showing decisions, tracing data that breaks down exactly where time is spent. Even stuff like TensorBoard data from training gives deep insights.
Okay.
These logs, they don't have that shiny face of a dashboard. Like the song says, it's in the courier speaks in monotone prose, that raw data where the honest story grows. That's where you find individual prediction scores, why it made that decision for that user, or maybe subtle performance drops in one specific segment that just get averaged out on the main dashboard.
Ah, so it connects to that idea. What works in code may not appear on the dashboard that's dressed to cheer. It's a reminder that looking at AI isn't just glancing at a few top-line numbers.
It really is. This song is basically urging us, always dig deeper, question the assumptions, look beyond the pretty presentation, real insights into how an AI is actually performing. They come from understanding the underlying data, slicing it different ways, sometimes even manually checking individual predictions. That's how you find bias against certain groups, or edge cases where it fails spectacularly, or even data quality issues you'd never spot in an aggregate number.
So it raises a good question for anyone listening.
Yeah. How much do you rely on those surface metrics in your own work versus really diving into the raw details that tell that honest story? Because often, that deeper dive is where you find the biggest opportunities to actually make things better.
Okay, let's wrap up our journey through Model's Edge with the last track, Vibe Coder's Anthem. This one feels like a celebration, really, of the people behind the AI. What's this vibe about? Who are these vibe coders?
Yeah, this song is such a great peek into that world. Passionate, creative, often kind of nocturnal world of AI developers. Think of vibe coders as the engineers, the researchers, who aren't just, writing lines of code. They're pouring your energy into it, their problem-solving drive. Maybe a bit of that late-night hacker spirit sometimes.
I like that.
The lyrics capture it so well. The keyboard hums fingers flying as the night grows long. Zern ones paint a galaxy, a world of magic made by you and me.
It really gets that sense of artistry, of creation involved, building something complex using loops and arrays in a symphony.
So it's not just dry algorithms then. It's more like crafting something almost magical. Debugging dreams, we rewrite the skies. Each line of code makes the future rise.
Absolutely. And it acknowledges the struggle too, right? When the code breaks, which, let's be honest, it always does at some point.
Okay.
But then immediately follows with that resilience. We'll find the way, creating stars from a broken display. It highlights that collaborative spirit, the sheer brain power, the persistence needed to make these incredibly complex systems actually work.
Turning abstract math and code into something real.
Exactly.
It's a testament to AI development being a deeply human thing. It's a mix of science, engineering discipline, and, yeah, sometimes just pure creative intuition. Turning code into a universe birthed from a single tone.
And that line, everybody's a voter now. Feel the energy. I'll show you how. Sounds like an invitation, doesn't it?
It totally is. It's an invitation to recognize the human creativity, the drive that's really at the heart of AI. It celebrates the binary heartbeats, electric fire, how every keystroke lifts us higher. It just reminds us that behind every powerful AI system you interact with, there's a team, dedicated people, the vibe coders, crafting, debugging, iterating, ultimately creating. It's about the joy of building, solving these tough puzzles, that shared goal of making these digital worlds real. It invites you to feel that energy, right? To let your soul break free and be part of shaping the future with AI.
Wow, what an incredible way to explore AI development, going through Model's Edge like that, from that quiet fight for a metric lift, tackling the cold start problem, finding speed with lookup tables, questioning the truth in the numbers, and feeling that vibe coder's energy. This album really does capture the spirit.
It really does. It's such a powerful reminder that building AI is, well, it's a mix. It's relentless technical work, yes, but also creative problem solving, and often a deep, almost emotional connection to how these models will affect the world. The album just beautifully lays out the highs, the lows, and that constant hope that drives the field forward.
So maybe as you go about your day and you encounter AI recommendations, smart features, whatever, just take a second. Think about that unseen effort, those tiny metric lifts, the dedicated vibe coders working to make it all happen.
And maybe ask yourself, too, what cold start problems are you facing in your learning, your projects? What little metric lifts are you pushing for? And where are the raw logs in your own work that might hold a deeper truth than the polished dashboards?
Yeah.
Because that journey of building something really impactful, whether it's a AI model or, a new skill for yourself, it often comes down to these same kinds of fundamental principles, doesn't it?
That's a great thought to end on. Thank you for diving deep with us into Model's Edge.
My pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that curiosity sparking.